Living from the invisible is not escaping reality, it is creating it. There comes a moment in life when you realize something very uncomfortable. You realize that if you keep living only by what you see, you will repeat the same patterns forever. The same reactions, the same fears, the same limits, and at some point, something inside you says, there has to be another way to live. Not a louder way, not a more exhausting way, but a deeper one. We were taught that reality is solid, fixed, objective. We were taught that circumstances come first and feelings come later. But anyone who has truly transformed their life knows that this is not how it works. Life does not move from the outside in, it moves from the inside out, always. When Neville Goddard spoke about imagination, he was not talking about fantasy, he was talking about causation. Imagination is not something you do to escape what you see. It is something you use to choose where you live from. Most people imagine briefly and then return immediately to reacting to circumstances. They imagine for 5 minutes and observe the world for the next 23 hours, and then they say, it didn't work. But creation does not respond to moments of imagination. It responds to residence. Where do you live internally when nothing is happening yet? That is the real question. Living from the invisible is not denying the physical world. It is refusing to let the physical world dictate your identity. There is a difference. You can acknowledge what you see without bowing to it. You can feel what you feel without letting it define the future. And this is where mastery begins. Most people believe that faith means feeling good all the time. It does not. Faith means refusing to conclude. It means refusing to say, this is how my story ends, based on a single frame of the movie. Every meaningful creation exists invisibly before it becomes visible. This is not poetry, this is law. A child exists before birth. A seed exists before the tree. An idea exists before form. Why would your life be any different? The problem is not that things take time. The problem is that we were never taught how to inhabit the unseen without anxiety. So, the moment nothing changes externally, the mind panics. It starts checking, measuring, comparing, and the moment you check for proof, you leave the state. You are not meant to monitor creation. You are meant to occupy a position. Creation organizes itself around position, not around effort. You are meant to occupy a position. Creation organizes itself around position, not around effort. This is why two people can do the same actions and receive completely different results. One is acting from lack, the other is acting from assumption. Same movement, different state, different outcome. When you live from the assumption, you move differently, you speak differently, you choose differently, you respond differently. Not because you are trying to be different, but because your center has shifted. The invisible world is not mystical, it is structural. It is the level where meaning is assigned before form appears. And when you live there consistently, the visible world has no choice but to reorganize. Many people abandon this process right before it stabilizes. They say, I believed, but nothing happened. What they really mean is, I visited the state, but I did not remain. Remaining does not mean obsessing. Remaining means not retreating when appearances contradict you. It means not renegotiation your identity every time life is quiet. There is a deep maturity required to live this way, because the ego wants reassurance, the mind wants evidence, the body wants immediate safety, and the creativity self says stay. Jesus did not perform miracles to prove something. He spoke from a position. According to your faith, be it done unto you. Not according to your effort, not according to your suffering, according to your assumption. The placebo effect demonstrates the same principle. The body does not respond to chemicals alone, it responds to meaning. When meaning changes, biology follows. This is not belief, this is observation. So, when you choose to live from abundance, from security, from support, you are not ignoring reality. You are choosing the cause instead of reacting to effect. The visible world is always late. It is the echo, not the voice. And when you understand this, you stop being emotionally controlled by delay. Delay does not mean denial. Silence does not mean absence. Nothing happening does not mean nothing is moving. It only means the movement is internal. You are not meant to fight the world. You are meant to outgrow it. And outgrowing something often feels like uncertainty before it feels like freedom. If today you feel tired, that does not mean you failed. If today you feel frustrated, that does not mean the law stopped working. It only means your nervous system is adjusting to a new way of living. You are learning to trust without proof. You stand without confirmation, to remain without applause. This is not weakness, this is authorship. And at some point, you stop asking, is it working? And you start asking, I am faithful to the state I choose? That is when things turn, not dramatically, not explosively, but decisively. Reality does not respond to desperation. It responds to a coherence. When your inner world stabilizes, the outer world follows. Not because it wants to please you, but because it must. You were never meant to live at the mercy of appearances. You were meant to give them instructions, and instructions happen silently. So today, do not demand results from the moment. Do not interrogate life. Simply return to the position you choose, again and again and again. You do not need to convince anyone. You do not need to convince yourself. You only need to remain. The invisible is not fragile, it is foundational. And when you live from it, the visible has no choice but to comply. Take your breath. Do not rush the echo. Stay with the voice. Reality will catch up. It always does.